Hi everybody, it's Crackers. Welcome back to Planet Zoo. The game is now released, guys, and we are back here, and I'm so excited. I have actually had some technical difficulties trying to get the game started. I think they've worked on it. I haven't really tested it too much, but for a while I couldn't even start a franchise. I couldn't connect to the franchise server. They said to keep trying different names. They were saying I was being profane with Animal Crackers, the original one I used. I finally put in the name Please Work and it went through, but I'm going out of town. I might even be out of town by the time you guys watch this, and I haven't had a time, I'm not going to have time to play around in franchise. So, but I do still want to do a little series on both career, franchise, and challenge. So we have done the first part of the career, the Goodwin House. And if you guys want to watch that, it's like the first 3 or 4 episodes in my beta series. So you guys can always watch me work through the first part of the tutorial there. I mean, we kind of know how to work or how to, play, but I want to take in all of this game. So we're going to continue into the Madagascan Simian Conservation Project. And next week when I'm back and I have more time, we're going to get into the franchise mode. And eventually I'd like to take in the challenges too, see what that's all about. But for now, we're going to start new and head on in. I wonder if our good friend Nancy is going to be there. Me and her, we had a few issues back in the beta. But anyway, guys, let's go see what they have in store for us. And we'll try and get through some of this tutorial. Oh, it's just a small little zoo.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose.
Good old Bernie.
They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
Oh, Bernie.
What do you think of Madagascar then?
Guys,
Bit warm for my taste, to be honest.
Anyway,
this is Bernie's Primate Sanctuary. It's not just primates, though. We've got all sorts of animals.
She had no confidence.
So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh?
The first one.
We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
I think this is going to be a really, really great way to, well, not only get ideas for our zoo, but to see some of the new animals. So, okay, so we gotta head over. Oh my gosh, I'm all out of practice here. Okay, so look at these pretty little lemurs. Oh, they look so velvety. Oh my gosh, I think I love them even more. They're so cute. Anyway, what were we supposed to do here?
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Massoala.
Okay.
That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years.
Oh,
fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
That's it? Okay. I thought we were supposed to do something there. I noticed in the first playthrough that lemurs did not seem to last very long, so the fact that
the Bornean orangutan is such a marvellous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in, and they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera.
I'm one step ahead of you there, Nancy.
Aren't they just incredible?
They are incredible.
When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our beautiful bonobos. They're quite the characters.
Bonobos. So these are all animals we get to have in our zoo now? That is amazing. Look at these guys. Okay, cool. All right, we will see more of you in the future, guys. So, what do we have to do? We gotta go see Bonobos or something. Oh, I can't move all of a sudden. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Bonobos.
Oh, dear.
What?
It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel.
Okay. Right.
Good. Now open the animals tab.
Okay, get rid of this thing. Where's the... Oh, here.
And click
She's
on
telling me where
Box
it is.
All Animals to box up the remaining bonobos.
Oh my god, everybody's running. Oh, we
Now,
gotta catch this
we'll
one.
need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo.
I got him,
but
I
it
got
seems
him.
our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation.
Oh my gosh.
So, we'll need to hire a replacement,
Okay,
sharpish.
everybody's-
Go into the
Okay.
zoo section and then into the staff management area.
Okay.
You can find all of your staff in here, but there's no time to go looking at their particulars at the moment. Hire a vet.
Hire a vet. There we go.
Now,
Got
click
one.
on one of the paths to place the vet
Got the
in
vet.
your zoo.
Okay.
Right, now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc. Use the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Oh my gosh.
And then click on the call vet button
Okay.
to call the vet over to capture it.
Well, he's just getting a drink of... he's
Okay,
getting an ice
that's a
cream.
relief.
That's all he's
So while
doing.
the vet deals
Everybody's
with our
freaking
bonobo
out.
friend, let's go fix up their habitat so they can't escape again. Head back over there.
Okay. Oh gosh, I thought he dropped dead. Okay, good. We're good. So what are we supposed to do? I missed that last part. I was too busy watching him. So
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's
Oh,
taken
yes,
their eye
yes.
off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced.
okay, let's do that, Nancy.
Select the barrier and then we'll edit it.
Okay.
Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one.
Okay. Okay, so let's delete that. All right. And then
Good.
replace. Oh,
Now that we've done that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top.
This would have
That
been
way the
handy in the
bonobos won't be able
first
to climb out.
playthrough.
Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so go into the
hang on.
options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on.
There,
And
got it.
don't get it wrong.
Okay,
We're more worried about
Nancy.
bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in.
All right. I think we got it, Nancy.
Nicely done.
Thank
And I think
you.
it's high time we unboxed those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will
Absolutely.
get sad if we leave them in there for too long.
Okay.
Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again.
And we've got animals. Unbox all.
And then open the animals tab.
I'm already there.
So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts.
Oh my. Okay. So we
You
do-
see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go
All
into
right.
the zoo section and then into the staff management area again. Hire a mechanic and then click on a path to place them in the zoo. And then click on the path again to hire a second mechanic.
Oh.
As you can see,
Well
you
then.
don't have to go back into staff management if you're hiring lots of the same type of staff member.
Okay, I missed that little shortcut, but that's okay.
Gosh, we have been busy, haven't we?
Yes,
Good work
yes, I'm
there.
trying to impress
I'm off
you
for a
so you
cuppa.
don't
Oh, I think
Throw
Bernie
me
wants a
under the
word
bus
with
again.
you.
Oh, Bernie's back. Look at that. We unlocked the next
I hear
one.
you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly. And more importantly, without the animals stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
You see, another key responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. The animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo. In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a research centre. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing. So let's build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it.
Okay. Okay, Nancy, let's find your little area. Okay.
Now,
oh,
you've probably
they've made a
noticed
little
that there's already a building where I want you to build the
Yes,
research
I did.
centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell. So we're
Yes.
able to place our new building
So
inside
cool.
of it. If
Look
you
at all
select
this
the
new
research
stuff,
centre for
guys.
placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building. Okay, click to add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research centre so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
Subgroup to add to. What? Okay. I kind of missed what you said. Okay, how was it that we spin again? Oh, Z. That's right. Okay, okay. We got this. We got this. Is this not the right way? Am I having... Oh, there we go. Maybe this way? How come it's not attaching to the... Not sure which way... I'm assuming the door has to be this way. It's not connected to the path. I don't know what to do to connect it to the path. Oh boy. Okay, let's can we pick this up again? Okay, let's try this again. I'm not sure why. Ooh, oh, jeez, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Okay, I'm so out of practice here, guys. So Z. See, normally it would automatically connect to the path. So, okay, that's the way we're supposed to have it.
Right. Splendid
Oh,
work.
okay.
Now that we have a brand spanking new research centre, we can give our vet something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research.
All right.
Here, you can see a list of
Yes.
all the animals present in
There
your
they
zoo.
are.
And also all of the potential diseases that can occur.
Oh.
Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research.
All right. Got it. Did it. Oh, ring-tailed lemur. Oh, oops. I did the wrong one. Okay, this one.
Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights.
Aw, she's so excited. Okay, so lemurs. Is that you guys? Oh my god, guys, there's chimpanzees. I feel like I just don't have time to stop and look at any of this stuff. Let's see here. Look at this place, though. I love all the different levels. Oh, I'm so excited about... Oh, there's the lemur. She's outlined it for us. Okay, so let's have a look here. This
First
is
off,
really
let's
neat.
pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
All right. Oh, I see. So there's one there. Okay, find education boards here. So we've done all this stuff. We know. Where's... Okay, let's just go to all. Viewing devices and... Okay, here's an education board. There we go. Is that good?
And
So-
from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur.
There we go.
Although I'm sure that last part was obvious.
It was.
When you
Nancy.
link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much.
Oh. Okay, so let's put a speaker over here by this. Can we? There we go. Oh yeah, there's a lot. We'll put them by the benches here. I don't even know if we're supposed to be doing this, but... Oh, there's another board here we gotta do. Okay, let's put this here.
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about. Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel.
Yes. Oh, I thought that's what we did.
Okay, now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having to go through the laborious process of reading.
I wonder...
One thing to bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said.
Oh, yes, that would make sense.
Now we simply need to link the speakers to the ring-tailed lemurs, just like you did with the education boards.
I didn't know that. Okay, so hang on, let me just... Where is the speaker? Okay, here it is. Can I reach it? No. Okay, there we go. I did not know that. I never did that during our first playthrough. But actually, what I want to do is move this one. So, because it seems like it's too close to the other ones. So let's put it on the other side of the bench. There we go. And we're going to have to set this one now, too. Kid. Move out of the way, kid. Oh. How do I get in there? Okay, this kid's like standing on the speaker. What is this? Is this a toy or did that kid drop that down there? Okay. Yeah, kid, you're gonna have to move. I don't know how to move a kid. Is there a way to move a kid? Lawrence Mackenzie. Oh, you can move them. Move, kid. Okay, so let's change this to the ring-tailed.
Fantastic.
Oh, there we
it's
go.
worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Oh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area.
Okay.
Go on, collect your research rewards. Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
Oh, she cracks me up.
Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel.
Okay.
Next, click on the Terrain tab.
Gotcha.
Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you.
Oh,
so you can either
handy.
pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
Alright, so I think I'm going to go for this big one. Like, why not? So, which, does it shift that? Yeah. Let's just bring this down into the ground a little bit so it looks el natural. Alright.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it.
I think so too.
Do you know what would make them even happier, though?
I don't know, Nancy.
Nicer
Tell me.
food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for animals through research.
Stuff.
Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat.
Okay. Gotcha.
Lovely. Now select the Animals tab.
Okay.
There we go. As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2 Food Quality.
Look at this.
Grade 2 Food Quality. My mouth's already watering.
Okay,
So,
we did.
a new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten.
We sure
Now,
did.
I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities. Releasing animals into the wild. You see, when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release?
Little baby
Well,
one.
their age is an important factor.
Oh my
I mean, we
gosh,
can't release an
so
animal that's a
cute.
juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile. After all, the idea is to repopulate the wild. So the
cute.
best candidates will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits we'll be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat.
Okay, sorry, I was not listening to her at all. Something about fertility, and we have to release an animal to the wild, and I'm not sure. So anyway, let's go to the orangutans, because I think that's where she said to go. Yes, right over
Okay,
here.
I'd like you to find Agung, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him, please. You can either click through each
Agung?
orangutan in turn, or select the habitat barrier, go to the animals tab in the habitat information panel, and find him in the animals list.
Animals, okay, here they are. I think she said Agung, right? Yes. Is this him? Agung. Okay, got him. Oh, okay, so she said something about fertility and stuff. Where is fertility? Here, genetics. Fertility is 100%. Oh, wow, and we're going to release them? Oh, so sad. Okay, release them into the wild. Hang on. Release, so it's this button right here? How come I can't see what it's saying? Aww. Oh my gosh. Look how much conservation credits we get for that. Oh, wow.
I know, it's sad to see him go, but he'll be
know.
happy out in the wild. And he's a wonderful
Good luck,
candidate for
guy.
release. Young, strong, and fertile. Excellent work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
Nice.
Ah, I see you've been doing some homework. Although, it hardly seems like work when you're learning about something as adorable as a ring-tailed lemur. I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and more aldebra. Tortoises.
Oh, you're toad
Okay,
honey.
so far we've done a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about exhibit animals. Let's build a brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about we head over there?
All right, guys. You know what? We're going to call this one here. We're going to leave this nice and short. And we will build a new
Lovely.
exhibit
Now
next
let's build
time.
a new
So,
exhibit in the gap
stop,
that's been
Nancy.
left. Just add it to the building like we did with the research centre earlier. Then pop it into the gap.
All right, we'll be popping it into the gap next time. Guys, thank you guys for watching, and we will see more Planet Zoo in the future. I am so excited to get into this, especially excited for the franchise, but we'll get into that when I have a little bit more time. And we will see you guys in the next one to continue on in the tutorial. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.